Hey, good evening. We are playing Swords and Wizardry Complete again this evening, using it for the rule system. We're playing an adventure that is based off a couple of things. One of them is from an old dungeon magazine, part of it is. And the other part of it, I will tell you at the end of the story, in case some of you may have it. It's more recent. But took the information from that and formed it together and added my own little twist to it. The adventure is called No Slumber until Izek. You and your group are having too many of those Slugbiter Ales at the Grit Spit Tavern, located in a remote area of the Dread Robbers Forest, one evening. You're getting a little worried. Your coin purses are getting a little light. You're going to have to soon find some type of paying job, put some more coins in there. You're going to have to resort to drinking that bittered, watered down Infina's nocturnal drink. And no one drinks that, not even the pigs out back. As you're sitting there this evening in the Grit and Spit, you see a beautiful lady that enters through the front door. And we jump to the next morning as you wake up with your headache and stuff. And the last thing you remember was the lady coming and sitting at your table and giving you something that you remember the word treasure, riches, money. But we're going to jump back to that evening, back in the Grit and Spit. And Crystal, I'm going to start with you as you're sitting there. Tell us about who you're going to be playing, and what's your thoughts on trying to find a job or something to get some more money right now before you see this lady enter.
Um, I'm playing a wizard who known as Labelle Lennox. She's typically the smart one of the group and quite stuck up about it. She's actually had a few too many drinks tonight, which is a bit uncharacteristic of her. Like, normally she's much more in the library, but when you're in such a small swamp bog such as this, really, what else are you gonna do but drink? It makes sense that have at least sensible drinks to drink here. Um, but yes, I must have more money. I have many spells that I must look into, writing into my spell book and research. So of course, money is at the tip of my thoughts right now. And I'm currently, as I'm a little bit tipsy, I have a book out, and I'm kind of flipping through the pages, going, "What about that Baron out in Knox Grove? The one that we helped with the ogres. Doesn't he still owe us a favor? Perhaps there's some work we could do for him."
All right, sounds perfect. Ridge, tell us about who you're going to be playing and what your thoughts are on trying to find some type of job that get you some more coin in your purse. And you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm a human, lived a simple life. Doesn't take much to be happy. However, money is a fundamental to living. In the bar, I'd be drinking on, trying to figure out what to do, where to go next. For a while,
it's suddenly like super low. I can barely hear you.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
I have to let it right up on my lips. But anyways, long story short, money's getting low. Sorry about that. And it seems now I'm hitting the bottom of the barrel. So I'll just be thinking what I can do next, hoping it's nothing too boring, per se. Maybe some adventuring.
All right, perfect. We swing around the table a little bit more and we see another character sitting there. Mike, if you can tell me about your character.
My character's name is Den. He's shooting about 7 foot tall. He's wearing a piecemeal chainmail armor. Just what he could cobble together from what he could find. He doesn't speak much on fear of sounding stupid because his intelligence isn't that high.
All right. What's his thoughts? His intelligence is not high, but what about his wisdom? What's he thinking about trying to find to make some money?
Well, anything's up for anything's up for a good game. He just kind of goes with the flow. Whatever y'all want to do, let's go.
Sounds good. We will see how that progresses then through the days to come. And Peter, if you'll tell me about your character and what his thoughts are or her thoughts on getting some coin in their purse.
It's a male character. I know it's always hard to tell with a elvish name, but hopefully you don't mind me getting a little involved. But my character grew up in the forest of Salindale, and we have this amazing queen there, and she gave the group of all of us a mission to go back and bring a race that had never been in our forest before. So I went down to the southern lands, and I was trying to bring a human who had a lot of skin color, wasn't as white as us. So I went down to the southern lands, and I brought this man in, and he seemed great at first, but he actually was a drow, and I didn't know that, and he ended up destroying our forest and our whole clan. We don't even know how many of us survived. We all had to run. So I'm on a mission of revenge to try to get revenge for my people because many of them died, and somehow rebuild my forest eventually.
That sounds perfect to me. We will see. Excuse me. We will see if you're able to do that at the end of the story then. We jump back to that evening as you four know each other. Of course, y'all have been out on some missions before and such things. As you four are sitting there discussing having a few ales, maybe a few card games, as the front door opens and you see this beautiful woman as she comes into the door, and she's holding a book. And she's very short, very small, tiny framed woman, very dark skin, this long flowing black hair. And she stops about 2 feet in the door, and she's looking around. And she looks around, and she eyes you four at the table as this sly smile comes across her face, and she approaches your table. The book is closed under her arm, and she says, good evening. I'm Asarak. It would appear you four are just what I'm looking for. Can I buy you a drink?
I'm immediately going to check her ears and make sure she's not a drow.
Yep, and you notice that she appears to be some human.
Okay, then I'll tell her, sure, I'll buy you a drink. Do I even have enough money? I don't know how much money I have.
Yep, you actually have just enough to buy a few more drinks before you run out.
Okay, I'll buy her a drink.
Are you a fellow sister of the arts then? I ask, and at this point I'm actually sort of swaying in my seat as I speak.
She eyes you up and down very closely, maybe almost just a point of a little too much. And then she goes, yes, I do study the arts, as we call them. It would appear you do too. That's good. That is very good.
As I'm eyeing her up and down, I'm just curious why she approached her. I asked her, what is your business with us, woman?
Well, let's have a few drinks first, and as we loosen our tongues a little bit, I'm sure that I can explain to you something that will be bring values to all of us.
Intriguing. Sounds like a plan.
So we're not going to Knoxhold then? That's too bad. They have a rather grand library.
Oh no, I think you'll probably find yourself things work out. You'll find yourself in the city of Voraog before you know it.
Do we know of the city of Haran?
You would know Voraog is one of the larger cities in this region. It's probably, it's roughly a day's travel from where you're at. But, it's a very large city with a lot of different businesses and such.
Ah, Voraog, yes. I've been telling Flynn that we should really get there. The food is spectacular and the company is quite grand. Not to mention, I hear that they have a rather large collection of ancient magics.
Yes, they do. Terrible. I mean, not terrible to us, but all type of different magical arcane things that you can study and sell and buy.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. You make me jealous.
She sits at your table, enjoys a drink, enjoys a second round of drinks that is brought to the table. And all four of you start feeling maybe you've had one too many. I mean, you're starting to get to that point of being drowsy and it's starting to succumb to you just a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Huh.
Sorry about that. I'll watch my language.
Oh, no, that language is fine. But yeah, you're starting to get to that point of, maybe it's, it's getting late in the evening and, she abruptly gets up and she says, you will need this in the morning. And she looks like she pushes an old map or an old scroll that's rolled up towards your table. And as she does, you hear the words, treasures, tomb of riches, it's yours for the taking, sell it in Voraog. And the next thing you remember is waking up the next morning, wondering if all this was just a dream.
The first thing I do is to check if last night was indeed a dream.
As you four wake up the next morning, some of you maybe with splitting headaches or drowsy still, not wanting to get the day started, and maybe you all meet downstairs. One of you, sure enough, has that rolled up map, that rolled up scroll, and there's a handwritten note that you can tell is from a female's hand. And it basically tells you, this will lead you to the Tomb of Riches. They are yours for the taking as long as you get there first. You could sell everything in Voraog and be rich for many, many years.
Can I use my wisdom to determine if she put something in the drink? Like, was it unnatural? I'm going to try to question everybody about how drunk they got and see if there's something unnatural about it.
You sure can. Roll me 4d6, and you need to try to get equal to or under your wisdom score.
Okay. And I doubt I did. So, yeah, I rolled super, super good. So, no, I failed.
Yeah, I mean, you're just too, that splitting headache is just not letting you get your wits about you this morning.
Can I ask the group then if someone else? Well, I failed, so I just don't know. So I won't metagame.
No. I mean, it would be fine if you're concerned about it. You could definitely discuss it among the group.
I would see if someone more wise than me or smarter than me had the same feeling.
My character takes up the map and decides to go ahead and give it a go himself.
Yeah, roll 4d6 and get your wisdom then.
All right. My wisdom is a 12.
And your volume's super low again.
Oh, sorry about that. I got an 11 versus 12, so I think I'm just as clueless.
Yeah, if you rolled equal to or under it, you remember and recall after speaking to Philano there in the group. You know, you had your wits about you this morning, and you remember right before everyone kind of got to the point of feeling too intoxicated. You remember seeing the beautiful young lady take a wave of her hand, and you remember seeing like kind of foggy mist that appeared just briefly.
I knew it.
Yeah, with a puzzled expression, I just relay this information to the rest of the group.
I mean,
I hope she's not a drow in disguise.
well, she was obviously a sister of the arts. The book she was carrying around was clearly a spell book.
Would you say it was a good or evil spell book? Anything to worry about?
Magic is not good or evil. It is in how you use it.
Fair enough.
Convoluted thinking you have.
I still think we should do it, but we should be overly cautious and not trust what she says. Because if she's trying to sway us with magic, that kind of leans toward not being good to me. A good person doesn't do that.
Oh, just hand me the map.
I hand the map over. My character's opinion on the whole thing would be, well, it seems a little risky, but he's broke, so he's willing to take the risk.
We are not children. We are adventurers. This is the kind of thing we live for and die for. A chance of finding new things, of acquiring ancient knowledges. And with that, she will open the map and look upon it for the first time. What's on the map?
I put a link there in chat for those who are able to see chat. I mean, you don't necessarily need it because it's very small, but there's a link to the actual map itself there. And you see that is hand-drawn. It appears to be very old. And you see it's written in some old common. You can read it, of course, being a magic user, but you see it mentions something about King Ulfri's tomb.
Does this King Ulfri ring a bell? Anyone?
Yeah, can I do an intelligence check to see if I've heard of King Ulfri?
Yeah, you can do 4d6 against your intelligence.
15, 19 over 17. I don't. I've never.
All right.
To me,
Dib's going to try the same.
Yeah, if anybody wants to try to recall anything about King Ulfri, you can test 4d6 against your intelligence.
I actually made it.
How good did you make it, Brian?
By 2.
All right, perfect. Yeah, you're sitting there, listening to the rest of them as they're looking at the map and have it spread open. You see the name. Maybe you recall because King Ulfri was a great warrior. He was a great fighter himself. And you will recall that he was very fair, but he was very protective of his people. And he's from several hundred years ago. And you remember when he was buried, you remember stories that you've heard about that he was buried with a large statue of him, and supposedly his great battle axe was buried with him, and it's supposed to have magical properties.
Okay, are we still at the inn or the bar or wherever we were?
Yeah, you're still at the little tavern having breakfast and preparing the morning.
This map to me looks like it's a portal. It looks like that star or whatever that thing is. That thing in the middle, the donut-looking thing, must be a statue, I'm guessing. And the star looks like some kind of magical thing. I bet you it's a portal.
Yeah, would we be able to test things to see if we can see what's the map's detailing of the chambers?
You could test it, but you're not really going to find anything out. I mean, appearing by looking at the map, it's so old and drawn that, any notations of what those symbols could mean back then and what they mean during this time, you're not going to know.
Yes, Flinny, I'm sure a ranger would know a thing of magical portals and such. I mean, you spend your times in the woods, do you not? I spend my time in the ancient libraries. I think I would know an ancient portal if I saw one. It's not a symbol of an ancient portal. It's a symbol of something of importance. Perhaps they switch to a secret passageway.
There are also notations on the map that appear not to be. It appears to be probably a handwritten note from the young lady who left it for you that kind of gives the directions on how to get there. And you would know, some of you familiar with the area, you would know it appears probably it's going to be about maybe about a 4 hour trip to get there on foot.
So far away.
Did anybody take a horse except me? Hello?
Anybody take what? I missed that.
I said I actually took a horse. That's part of my
I do not have a horse.
All right.
You would know, Den, that to go by horseback would be. I mean, you could do it. It's going to slow you down because the area once you get into, it's going to be pretty much into that forested area, and you know it would slow you down by horseback for sure.
How much do you think it would take to hire a few of these peasants to carry me around so that I don't have to walk all that distance and ruin my good shoes?
But if you ask around that morning, maybe there's of course not the same barkeep that's on duty this morning. But if you ask around, no one recalls the beautiful young lady from last evening. If you ask about her, no one. They're like, well, it was busy. I don't remember seeing her.
I wonder if she had some illusion on her. I wonder if she wasn't what she was really pretending to be.
It is possible. If what this one says is true, then she could have cast sleep upon us.
Yeah, not only that, is there like, I wonder if there's like, if there's a shop or something across from the bar, if we could get a description, like if there's, from the shop owner owns a shop across the bar of the basic people who went to the bar, like in a small town. I don't know if we're in a big city or in a small town. In a small town. Oh, go ahead.
This tavern is actually pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's kind of on in the area of where two crossroads meet. So I mean, there's no any type of shops or even a hamlet or anything around here. It's just like this tavern sits there for travelers.
So then let's go. Let's find out from either the barkeep or if there's like a stable by, or if there was ever a girl who fits that description who came by, because then we'll know that she was faking her appearance or not. So like this guy who runs the stable said, oh yeah, I saw a girl who looks like this. Then we know, okay, she wasn't. But if he says, oh no, I never saw a girl like that, maybe she cast some illusion on her and some kind of entity or creature or person who was mimicking. I don't know how important that information will be, but
are you really going to rely on human cognition to tell us whether they saw someone or not? Humans are notoriously bad at noticing even the most minute details. Just because someone in this hogwash of a town didn't see someone doesn't mean that they weren't there. Or that
this is a tiny, tiny place. So, in a small town, everybody knows each other. And when a stranger comes in, everybody focuses on them and recognizes them.
I mentioned that maybe we could get the ranger to perhaps look for any footprints that may have fit hers.
Great idea.
Off chance. of that?
Yeah, we'll go with the first suggestion that Philano has made about speaking. You go out, and sure enough, there is like a small stable area where they some of the travelers rest their horses while they're in the inn and tavern. You go up and you see a young boy, appears to be about 16 or 17, that is working there that morning. And as you approach him, he says, "Good sir, did you come for your horse?"
I'm going to ask him if he's seen a woman who fits that description.
When you describe the lady to him, his eyes start getting real wide. He's like, "Oh yes, last evening I saw her when she left the tavern. She was so beautiful. She got on this dark black horse and left, kind of hasty speed. But yes, she was here."
What kind of horse was she riding? Was it a really nice one or just a regular one?
Oh, it was. I guess my eyes were on her, good sir. I have to admit, but it was a decent horse.
What did I tell you? Human cognition, it's so unreliable.
Yeah, well, I guess we're probably not going to get much more info. So I think it was a real appearance. So that's good to know.
Well, if it were a drow, then I'm sure you won't mind killing her and getting your revenge anyway. Tell me, lad, you and your friends, I'll pay you each a copper to carry me through the forest today.
I give her a funny look.
Yeah, and the stable hand looks at you also, and he goes, "Yes, you lady, I cannot do that. I make very good wages here as a stable hand. I'm sorry, though."
Good talent is so hard to find.
I pat her lady friend on the back and I say, perhaps better luck next time.
So would the consensus be that you think that the lady who left you this evidently was seen by at least one other? So would the consensus be y'all would want to proceed? It's roughly, we'll say, 9 o'clock in the morning by now. Would y'all want to proceed on this trip that supposedly leads to this Tomb of Riches?
Yeah, I think it's worth going. I don't think we have anything else to do.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, and like I say, some of you would be familiar with the Dread Robbers Forest, and it's pretty dense. I mean, you're able to go on foot, though, and make your way. Who wants to lead as far as single file? Who wants to go first?
Definitely not me.
I say
Dan will go first.
All right, Dan.
Tank in front. Mike, you're the tank, right?
I guess so. All right.
I have a low strength of 7 and a constitution of 13. Altogether, that doesn't really matter. I think I'll stay near the back, or the most the back, or the second to back, depending on who wants what.
All right. Phil, would you want to go second? Be fine. Phil, no.
I probably would like to go near the rear. So we could put the mages, or mage in the middle, and I'll take up the rear.
No. Labella is in the very back because she's complaining the entire time about how deep the mud is and about how all the bugs keep attacking her.
If you're a mage, are you sure you want to be in the very back? Because I could.
It doesn't matter what my character would do. It's what my character would do. She's dragging behind everyone else, complaining the entire time. Oh, these bugs! They just keep biting me, and this mud is far too deep. They really ought to build some proper roads through this place.
I'll go in front of her then.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you and Hulford can take places to bring up the middle off and on. It's fine, no problem. Dan, as you're proceeding on, like I say, the first hour seems to go pretty good, but then it starts getting into what LaBelle just described of being the kind of rough terrain as you're moving along, but it's slowing you down some, and having to hear her complain about every little thing. But roll me a d6, please.
All right. I got a 5.
All right, perfect. You proceed along. Nothing happens. That first hour seems to go pretty, besides hearing the constant complaining. We go into the second hour. Hofrig, roll me a d6, please. You're muted, Ridge, if you're trying to.
Who needs to roll?
Hofrig.
All right. I got a 4.
Yeah, y'all continue on. The second hour seems to go by pretty well. Nothing transpires. You just hear the standard noises of a forest as you move along, and I'm sure LaBelle's probably still complaining some. And into the third hour of travel, Den, if you'll roll me a d6.
I got a 5 again.
All
Would you
right.
like me to roll as well?
No, just Den.
All right.
Yep, you proceed along, Den. No trouble at all. Everything goes fine. How about Philano?
Okay, D6.
Yes, sir.
All righty. 1.
That's good.
It seems the roll was more rougher than the terrain itself.
Yeah, I've started to roll good.
Yeah, roll me another d6 now. Also, Philano, as you've rolled a 1.
4.
All right. Let me just see what is going to happen here. All right. If any of you die, you can blame it on Philano, of course. Just kidding. Y'all start hearing a noise that's coming from some of the brush and stuff, the undergrowth and stuff of the forest. And as you do, let me pull up my little picture here that I had somewhere. This is what you see coming running out of the undergrowth towards all of you. Let me get it. It will work here. You see this large, gigantic rat running out with these blazing red eyes. And it seems to be hell-bent on coming straight towards your group. So what we'll do is we'll roll initiative.
D12.
Just roll a D12. Either add if you have a bonus or subtract your dex mod. I will come to you individually and get them here in just a moment.
Which side is this giant rat coming from?
It is going. We're going to say y'all are traveling south to north, and we're going to say it's coming from the east side.
Oh, okay. So it's coming from the side of the party.
Yep, correct.
Not straight on. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, not straight on. It come out from one of the side there, kind of in the middle of the party.
Excellent. Okay. Just curious. Just wanted to know.
All right. Good question. LaBelle, what did you roll on initiative?
I got to roll initiative. 9. No, I got a 10 because I got a +1 dex.
All right. What about a Hofrig?
9 + 1.
So a 10 also, okay. And what about Den?
Den rolled a 10. He's got a. Actually, I don't know. What is this?
If you got a dex or 13 or above, you get a +1. But if not, it'd just be.
Yeah, I actually have a dex of 13.
All right. So you got a 3 total.
I got a 6.
And a 6 for Philano.
Yep.
I am going to bump you up to 7 for a certain reason that you'll see here in just a moment. LaBelle, you and Hofrig go first on a 10. So as you see this giant rat running out straight towards you, what would you two like to do?
Are there any bushes I could try and hide in nearby?
Yeah, there's plenty of undergrowth and small trees in this area. Sure is.
Right. Would it be possible to do a strange hide in shadows if I could get kind of hidden in one?
Let's see if you have moved silently too. I believe as a thief, don't you?
That is correct.
I'm gonna say you're gonna have to. There's natural shadows, of course, from the canopy of the trees and stuff. I'm gonna say that if you want to try to move under some undergrowth, it will require you move silently.
All right, let me go ahead.
And you can roll that for me, your percentage, and let me know.
All right. I got 46 altogether.
And what's your chances? Do you remember?
A 40.
A 40? So you didn't quite make it. Okay, good enough. To you may have made it, though. Who knows? Anything else you would like to do besides move and try to hopefully get out of the way?
I definitely want to get out of the way when I go, if possible.
All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of
behind the guy in chainmail.
Anything else, though, Hufford, or are you just going to try to move and hopefully stay here as you think you are?
I'm going to try and stay hid so I can eventually get a backstep, and if that fails, I'll probably join them in combat as well.
All right. LaBelle, you see Hufford trying to maybe maneuver around to a better advantage. What would you like to do? You're muted, Crystal.
Let's see. LaBelle is complaining as she's coming out of the brush. It's so hot. My skin is red. And now there's this asshole attacking our group. And yeah, she's just just caught up in her complaining that she forgets to really do anything this turn.
Huh. All right. Perfect. Delano, we are up to you on the 7.
All right, I am running behind Mike's character.
All right, you're going to try to get out of the way. Nothing else you want to do?
Hell yeah! And then I'll start shooting arrows. But I am a pincushion. I don't want to be hit.
Yeah. You can go ahead and move, and if you want to shoot an arrow at this thing, you can.
Cowardly Ranger here.
We'll see if that's beneficial then later, maybe. But yeah, you can take a shot at him. Did you roll, Philomena? Well, if you're talking, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I can't hear him either. I hear nothing.
Yep, I'm like you. It's dead silence.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us, Peter?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, there you go. You're back now. Yeah, did you want to try to shoot it? You said with an arrow.
Oh, can I move and shoot then?
Yeah, sure you can.
I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to shoot.
All right, roll your to hit and let me know.
D20 plus 3.
Correct.
Oh my God, I rolled low, but I guess rolling low is good, right? Or no?
No, it's not.
Okay, then I got a 5.
Yep, your arrow scoots across him into the brush somewhere as you totally miss him real bad.
At least I didn't shoot Mike.
No. Yeah, and the giant rat got a 6 also, so that's why I bumped you up to 7. It is going to, let me see what it's going to do. It didn't like that arrow being shot at it, so it takes off running straight towards you, Philano, and it is going to first try to claw into you with these big, wicked-looking claws. Wow, it rolled horrible with claws. It will miss with the claws. As it does, it is going to try to bite into you now. And it's going to miss with its bite also. But it's right on top of you, Philano, as we go down to you, Dan, and this rat horribly missed your friend.
All right, I'm going to try to put myself between him and the rat, and doing so, I'm going to go ahead and attack.
All right.
All right, I got a 15.
A 15 will hit it.
A 15 will hit. I think I got a +1 for attack 2 or something like that. It's a die 10 damage for two-hander, right?
I believe correct, yep.
Oh, shit, here. I got a 5. And I think my strength gives it a +1 or something like that. I got a 17 strength.
All right, so let me look and make sure. There may be +2 at 17. I don't remember on damage. I'll have to look real quick.
Hey, did you say you were using version 4 of Swords and Wizardry?
Well, I mean, it's Swords and Wizardry Complete. There's been 3 printings of it. I mean, there's no difference between the second and third, though.
I have.
That is a +2 damage bonuses. I have it written down on my character.
So 8 damage total then. That's good.
It's 7, actually.
Oh, 7? Okay.
Yeah.
You take a big chunk out of this thing. It is still standing, but blood is starting to pour out of it. As we go back to Hofrig and LaBelle again.
Did I manage to get myself between that critter and everybody else?
Yeah, it is there in the area. It's closest to you and Philano at this point. The other two are quite far away from it.
Okay.
So either LaBelle or Hofrig, both of y'all are back at the top with 10s, whoever wants to do something.
LaBelle will take a dart from her satchel, and she throws it in an aggravated manner.
All right.
I rolled an 8.
And with your bonuses, yeah, that's not going to be enough. You're going to miss it. What about our little Hofrig?
Does this thing notice me, or no?
You probably don't think it does at this point, as far as you know. It seems to be concentrated definitely on Philano because he tried to shoot it with an arrow, and it seems to be looking at another target, Den, as they're both engaged with it.
All right, I'm going to attempt a backstab.
Yeah, you want to try to move up to it? Roll your move silently for me.
All right.
And let me know if you make it.
Yeah, I got a 70 versus 40. That's up for you to decipher there.
Yeah, as you start moving on it, you step on some twigs and branches there, and they start snapping, and this thing turns and looks at you. So you definitely did not sneak up on it, but you can do something to it, because it now it may see you as a target next time, but if you would like to do some type of attack, you're more than welcome to. You're muted, Hofrig, if you're...
Who's next?
Hofrig, if you wanted to...
That's what I thought.
You're muted, Ridge, if you're trying to talk.
All right, sorry about that.
That's fine.
All right, yeah, I'm going to try and attack with my lance.
All right, go right ahead.
That is 14. And I have a strength of 7, so it's a 0.
Yeah, 14 will hit him.
Oh, all right. 2d4 plus 1. 3 plus 1 plus 2. That's a 6 altogether.
Tell me how you finish this big giant rat off, then.
I climb on top of it, and I stab it through the throat on top 3 times.
Perfect. Yep, and you do, and it is not moving. It seems to be the end of its days.
Nice.
All right.
Yay.
Now all you can hear is the complaining of LaBelle about the environment again.
I lost my dart pitching into that thing. If one of you could find it for me, it would be appreciative. You know what? It's probably covered in mud. Forget it. I'll just buy a new one.
I'm gonna try and skin this animal to take whatever I can from it.
Yeah, you want to try to find some usable things to use or sell, whatever, you can do that. It's going to take you a little time, but if you would like to take the time to do it, you can.
I ask everybody else to see if we have time to spare first.
Oh, I love being out in the middle of a swamp. Please take all day.
I say, well, if it occurs to our wrathful complaints again, I think I will go ahead and continue on our journey.
We can barely hear you again.
Oh, sorry about that. I have to have the microphone right up to my lips for it to pick it up.
Do y'all want to give Hofrig the time to try to get him some usable parts off his thing or not?
It looks nasty. I'm not going to touch it.
I mentioned we might get a warm blanket if you let me do this.
Yeah, Hofrig, as you start salvaging what you can from this thing, make me a saving throw, please.
What kind of save?
Just your save. Just
Right,
regular. Let me know.
I got 12.
That should be a pass, I believe, shouldn't it? For you.
My saving throw is an 11.
Yep, you made it, man. Yep, you. At first, you kind of feel nauseated a little bit or whatever while you're doing this, but you fight it off and get past all that as you're able to, get you some dead rat.
Just like Mama's old cooking.
No. But yeah, y'all spend, roughly, we'll say an hour doing that. You continue the travels and following the map. Sure enough, you come into what appears to be an open area that has some grass and some overgrowth, but not like what you've been going through. And by looking at the map and looking at the directions that were written for you, you see what appears to be some stone steps that are in the ground that appear to be going down into the ground.
I think that's the place. Hey, you know what? Let me look around and see if that lady's tracks are around here.
Yeah, good idea. Roll me percentage D100.
So I don't know how skills work in this game.
Well, with the ranger deal, you have a you have a 90% chance automatically for tracking and stuff, unless I give you some type of penalty based on certain environmental factors or whatever.
Okay, here's my roll. So I got to roll a 90 or less, right?
Correct.
75.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit. Maybe you're still shaken up by the encounter with that giant rat, but you feel pretty certain there's no recent foot traffic around here at all that you can see outside of this.
Interesting. How long did it take us to get here?
Roughly about 4 to 5 hours travel.
Wow, 4 to 5 hours travel. That's all she was away from. I couldn't hear everything. Why did she say she didn't do it herself?
Yeah, and if you were asking the group and stuff, no one would recall her even mentioning that at all.
We're obviously getting suckered into this, but it is what it is. I say let's go in anyway, though, because why not?
If we're at the entrance, is it okay if I try to check for any traps nearby?
Yeah, and as you approach, like the ranger was checking that area and stuff, as you've got up there closer, it appears these stone steps descend, you would think, at least 20 foot down. It's very dark. You'll definitely, if you don't have dark vision, you're going to need some type of light source.
Well, I happen to have a lantern, so I'm going to light my lantern, but I don't want to be the one to hold it because I fire a bow. So can the mage cast with one hand?
You'd be surprised at the things that I can do with only one hand.
Okay, I'm going to hand you the lantern after I light it.
Oh, and now I suppose I'm just a mule for all of you. Fine, I will carry this lantern.
But yeah, Hofrig, as you descend down and with some light there, it appears these stone steps go down 20 feet roughly, and you start noticing what appears to be a wooden door, what's left of a wooden door. It appears to be kind of halfway off its frame, halfway off its hinges, and parts of it are broken.
Someone want to check for traps? Who's our thief?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and check.
Let me check for traps. I mean, after all, I just do everything around here, don't I? Lamps and walk through marshes.
Yeah, Hofrig, as you get closer to the door, and then the rest of you are behind them, you can see that where the door appears, and you notice it appears that it's maybe not that old. I mean, it's not recent as far as within the past 24 to 48 hours, but it would appear that this was done recently, as maybe in the last few weeks.
Okay, Den's going to go down and check it out.
Oh, hey, that's significant. If there are no tracks around here and the door's broken down, does it look like something broke out?
No, it would appear the way the door is set and resting, you would think that it would appear that somebody broke to get into this place.
Recently, but there were no tracks around. Interesting.
Yeah, and I say recently, it would appear just by, there's some dust that has settled back on it, so you would think it, would have been probably a couple weeks ago instead of a couple days or less.
So while something could have flown here, that's the only way I think it could have come here without leaving tracks, unless it used some spell. But it is what it is. I guess we still go in there.
Yes, and as you approach and look inside, maybe and push out the broken door into the next area, you would appear it's roughly about a 20 by 30 room, it would appear. And this is what you're going to see. You see a human body lying down on the floor, face down. Doesn't appear to, it has some clothing on, but it doesn't appear to have any type of equipment or anything on it. You see these small arrows that are skittered across the floor. A broken table on a raised platform against the wall shows a depiction of a battle scene between what appears to be devils, demons, and humans. It's real old and faded, though, but you can make out what it is.
I'll look pointedly at Mike's character and say, "You should go in and check it out."
Okay. I'm gonna get a torch lit first thing.
Yep, and that casts more light with the lantern and the torch, enough you can see it. And once you get up close to this body, you can appear. I mean, you start to smell and see that it's probably been here a little while. And if you turn it over to look at it, you notice it has 3 arrow holes in it. And the arrows, the shafts have broken off, of course, as it fell. And as you inspect around, you notice over there with the broken table and that raised platform, you see these small holes inside of the stone wall itself. So it appears that it used to be some type of trap that those arrows, evidently this unfortunate soul stepped on the trap, and those arrows come out and hit him and ended his life.
Oh, wow. Okay. He says, watch for traps. That's it. Continue.
Yep, but if you search the body and look at the body of this, it's a human male, probably appears to be in his mid to late 30s, very kind of rough looking. You probably think more of a roguish type person. You find, it's strange, you find no equipment on him. He's just in like these plain clothing, no armor, no weapons, nothing at all.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, it seems safe. All right. Come on down, guys.
All right. I'll point to the thief and say, you should go down next and check for traps. I'll be right behind you.
I can roll for a delicate task and traps here in a bit, but I gotta do something real quick.
All right, sure. But yeah, if y'all search around the room, you don't find anything. I mean, it just appears that besides what was described, and luckily the trap had no type of reset mechanism on it, so it appears it was a one and done, and it did its job.
I have a ink, quill, and paper. I want to. You were describing this demonic scene. I want to kind of sketch it out in a small little area of the paper, if I can.
Oh yeah, you can take, we'll say 1 turn, 10 minutes to do that. You can make a quick sketch of it, and it's just appears to be an old battle scene that shows a battle between humans, armored humans, and demons and stuff. But
I think it
doesn't ring a bell as far as it doesn't recall of any old battle scene to you.
Are there any? Is there anything I could have studied on this, or are there any words around or anything?
Oh, it's just an old mural of it, and like I say, it's very faded and stuff. But no, there's no wording on it at all. In my studies, have I maybe seen this depicted anywhere? Is there anything I could roll to see? Yeah, you can test a 46 on your intelligence. And last time I actually counted wrong, so I'm going to try not to do that this time. It's 10, 13, 14. 14 under 17. Yeah, as everybody's doing this and taking the turn to do it, look around the room. Right when you're about ready to give up, maybe, you recall hearing a story about an old king from many centuries ago that led a battle against some demons that had been unleashed from some type of portal or something. And you would think maybe this, just by the look of it and remembering that story, maybe that's part of this. Okay. And what
you identify the specific types of demons? I wonder if that'll help.
What's the king, the name of this tomb again? Which king was it?
King Ulfrey.
So that's what King Ulfrey was then. I see. Yes, centuries ago there were legends of some king that once held his own against a battle with many fearsome demons. Of course, I guess this could be King Ulfrey then. I mean, this would seem to suggest that if this is indeed Ulfrey's tomb, it could make a rather outstanding find. When you no longer need those sketchings, I would like them so that I can include them in further research.
Yeah, for sure. I'll hang on to it because it's the only paper I have now. But when we get back to town alive, hopefully, you can copy all my notes.
Yes, much appreciated. Just don't ruin them. Don't ruin the drawings. I'm gonna need clear depictions of what these drawings look like.
I do have some parchment paper on my character if anyone needs it.
It would just take too much time to draw it down again.
You're able to do that, and you see it's depicted on your map that there's a door, we're going to say, that goes to the south. It is closed. It is a wooden door, much like the one that was beat in and caved in at the entrance, but it's closed and secured.
And obviously we're at the top of the mountain. So
Correct.
That altar is where the mural is, right?
It is above that on the wall, correct?
Okay. I know it doesn't show it on the map, but I would say to search for secret doors around that mural.
Yeah, if anybody wants to look for
Mr. Thief.
Yeah, anybody who wants to search for any type of secret doors or any other exits besides the one that is visible, you can make a D6 roll. And you need a 1 or a 2.
Okay. I could have looked while I was trying.
I'll give it a try.
I will also look.
But I would have failed.
What's the check for that again? Dice?
A D6 roll, and you'll need a 1 or 2 to be successful.
All right. I got a 4. No luck here.
Yeah, it sounds like nobody had any luck. As far as you can tell, the only way out of this room would be the door to the south there, we'll say.
What are you waiting on? Come on, someone open up the door already. God, my hands are getting tired holding this lamp.
All right, Dev's going to try the door.
Yeah, it opens very easily. You open it, and it appears to be a hallway that leads 20 feet down. And you notice there's another door, but that door has been pried open. It has been open, and there's actually been a spike that this area is pried open. And your lantern line and torch line is able to cast that way, but it appears that room is dark, very, very dark beyond that door.
Looks like impending doom.
You say there's a spike. Is there a body on that spike?
Nope, just a small spike that has held the door that's pried open.
I guess I'll approach cautiously.
Yeah, you move down the hallway to where this door is open, and the first thing you're going to notice is that around that door and stuff, and around the stonework around the door itself, appears to be somebody was chipping away at it with a crowbar, to open the door or something. It appears, recently, you would think. The peering into the room itself is completely covered in dark. You cannot see into the darkness.
I motion for... I asked if I can have our mage's little torch.
You want? I mean, yeah, I'll move up if you want me to. No problem.
I mentioned that in case there's any traps, I'd rather it be safe.
Mm-hmm. If you want to take the lamp, I won't complain. My
I
arm
would appreciate that very much.
So LaBelle, you moved up with Hofrig there to the entrance, you say, to the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you peer into that room also, it is the room, I mean, you cannot even see, 2 feet in front of you. It is just complete dark in this room.
Before you go in, let me study the tracks in the room we're currently in.
No. No one come any closer. This is not natural dark. You see, I have a lantern here, so if it were natural dark, then the light would shine through. The fact that light does not shine through here shows that it is not a natural darkness. This is magic of some kind, no doubt.
Do I detect? I still want to search for tracks in the room we're currently in.
We never got that lady's name from the bar, did we?
Yeah, she told you her name was Usarak.
Usarat?
Yeah, I'll put it in chat so you'll have it.
Okay. I'm gonna call to. I'm gonna call into the darkness, and I'm gonna say, "Tell me, Usarak, did you and your party already come in here, but they all died? So you thought you would just get us to do your dirty work, and then you would take whatever treasure we found? Was that your plan here?"
You get no reply, just darkness.
Ugh, not even gonna reply to me. Of course. So no, a stuck-up fool.
I could try hear sounds to see if I could hear anyone else here breathing, maybe something else.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Roll me just a d6. Let me know what you get. Still don't know. While he's doing that, you are able to, you notice, even though that Hulfrig and LaBelle walked past you into that area, you notice that it appears that there does be some more tracks here, but there's some dust covering up. But I mean, it appears maybe there were some tracks here recently within the past couple of weeks.
Also, that was a 4.
You had a 4, okay? Yeah, you don't hear anything.
Can you cast a light spell, Crystal?
Of course, I can cast light spells. That's something that only amateur wizards couldn't do. I can't do it right now, but I can totally do it.
I was thinking if you actually cast it with your hand inside the darkness, maybe it would work.
I have not memorized that spell for the day.
Also, Hulfrig, you and LaBelle are standing there at the door, trying to see if you can see anything in that room. Roll me a d6 and let me know what you get. Hulfrig and LaBelle.
I got a 5.
All right. What about LaBelle?
Is that Mike's character?
No, it's Crystal.
Oh, I'm sorry. 4. We're not having any luck.
Yeah, I mean, it is just complete pitch darkness in here and no sounds coming from this room. It feels cold, like a cold chill in there, though.
You know what I want to do? I would like to take one of the arrows from the dead body and actually see if I can touch the floor of the dark room and feel it.
Yeah, if you move up there, you can do that. Sure, you move up to that area, and
I'm not going to stick any of my body parts in there. I'm just going to stick the arrow in and try to see if I can tap the floor and feel it.
Yeah, you reach your arm in enough and take the arrow. And you still know the arrow's in your hand, but it's complete darkness. But you do feel and touch what appears to be a stone floor.
Okay, good to know. At least we're not going to walk into a pit.
But while you do that, also roll me a d6 now. Hello.
What's that?
Roll me a d6 and let me know what you get.
Okay. 4.
Yeah, just complete pitch darkness, and you start feeling that coolness coming from the room.
Oh, I'm going to step back, man. I don't trust that coldness. Well, I think we either got to go in or we're stuck here. It's a barrier we can't kind of get past.
Well, we could stay here the night and let her prepare a light spell. I mean, that would be, probably.
I think that's wise, and I actually don't think we should stay in the dungeon. I think maybe we should camp outside the dungeon. I think it'd be arguably safer.
Well, I mean, we do have a door between us and the outside, but I mean, I don't know whatever the group says, whatever y'all think.
Well, I'm a ranger, so I like the woods, and I feel if we're out in the woods, I could try to camouflage us, and but down in the dungeon, I have a feeling whatever is behind that black is going to come out and attack us.
Right. All right. Hey, I'm with you, man. Hey, let's go out and camp outside. Let her memorize the spell. Come back tomorrow in the morning.
And I'm going to do that. I'm going to camouflage the party so that way we're hidden in the woods.
All right, that sounds good. Y'all can go out and make your little camp out just outside the entrance in that. There's enough of an open radius area that you could make a little camp there for the evening. It'd be no problem.
I'll try to get in an area where there's a bunch of thin trees and bend them over together, rope them together, and then take other branches and try to make it look like a bush, totally camouflage it, and then we'll camp inside that little clearing that I made.
That sounds perfect. Great idea. You can definitely do that.
All right. I can't actually forget a thing. I have to actually cast spells in order to use them. So first thing I want to do while we're here anyway, I want to cast Detect Magic.
Into that room?
I'm going to just in general, I'm going to cast it on myself to see I can see everything magical. The only reason I haven't suggested it so far is because I'm pretty sure the darkness is just going to be magical. But since we're in this place, before we go camp out, LaBelle will cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything else in this place that's magical.
Good idea.
Yeah, do you remember what the radius is?
Anyway, in order to memorize new ones. So LaBelle,
60 feet.
LaBelle begins to wave her hands in front of her eyes, and she chants, "Arcane glasses, witch's eyes, grant to me the magic sight." And her eyes open and glow a shimmering blue as she begins to look around the place.
I kind of nudged one of the guys. And I'm like, show off.
Yeah, as you do that, the first thing you get is a strong detection of magic coming from the dark room that you definitely know that, as you surmised earlier, that it's probably the darkness is not natural. I mean, you get the strong, and it's almost enough to knock you down. And as your spell, as you're trying to get your senses and gather at the close end of your range of the 60 foot, you feel just a faint glimmer of some other type of magic that is coming from further deep in. But it's just enough that, it just hits you and then it's gone. But you definitely know that there's something further in deep in that you caught a glimmer of some type of magic coming from that area.
I nearly fall back and kind of catch myself on the wall as I close my eyes and rub my head. There's greater magic beyond. I don't know what it is, but it's spectacular. Whatever it is. Maybe waiting outside is maybe we should continue anyway. I mean, it's only a dark room after all. I mean, surely on the other side, we'll come to light and that object will be there.
I step closer, put a hand on her shoulder, and I say, "But we need some rest in case there are traps. Perhaps just a couple hours."
I can barely hear you again.
Oh, I say that if there's anything up ahead, we're gonna need rest. How about just a couple hours? We can drink, eat some meals, maybe try some rat stew.
Yeah, she rubs her head. She's really not wanting to do that, but she'll give in.
Yeah, you would know it's roughly you have probably about 2 hours of daylight, you would think, left.
Okay. Let's see. Other than that, I will cast. LaBelle's gonna cast Oh, crap, I don't want to get rid of either of these. They come in so much handy. Well, I guess I'll cast Knock in order to free up a second level spell slot. I'll cast it on whatever.
Yeah, all the doors that if you close any of the doors behind you and stuff, of course they open up. But further deep in, you don't hear anything open. I mean, that you can discern.
Okay, sounds good.
Sorry.
And then I guess that'll be it.
As we're leaving, whenever we get to that point, not trying to rush anyone in case y'all think that. Has anyone checked the corpses for anything yet? I don't recall.
Yeah, Dim did.
Okay, cool.
All right.
He didn't have armor. He didn't have anything. I mean, basically just nothing, just clothes. That's it.
Weird. Okay, that's suspicious. I feel like they would have had gear if they were coming to investigate this place. Or just foolish. I don't know. One of the two.
Hey, that's a good point. I want to look at that arrow we pulled out from his body. Is there anything unusual about it?
It's very old. The shaft itself is very old, and the point and all that. I mean, you can definitely tell that they were made many years ago, but they definitely come from the trap itself. You can tell it's not a recent made arrow.
Okay, and it's not. It's probably, if it's old, it's pretty worthless.
Yeah, exactly. Because most of the shafts are broken off. The ones that hit him, of course.
I'm gonna keep it anyway, just so I can use it to poke and prod things without using my hand.
Oh,
you
yeah,
also
perfect.
got a toothpick now, so in case you're eating, you can just pick some meat out your teeth.
Hey,
Rat meat. Yes.
Can instead of casting Knock, can I have cast Whole Person?
Yeah. I mean, who are you going to cast it on?
I'll tell someone I have a spell. I need to cast it. I'm going to have to cast it on one of you. I have to. Don't ask questions. So it's not a harmful spell, but you may not be able to move for a little while.
So you'll paralyze us.
Question is, do you want to do it inside where you're standing here, or are you going back outside?
Definitely don't do it in the dungeon, madam.
Among you, there's only a chance that will happen. I mean, hey, can I cast it on that corpse?
You know what? What the heck? Sure you can.
Melt it, wax. You it melts. In your tracks you shall be held.
I mean, if there's a raised dead curse.
Huh?
Yeah, you're able to cast on that corpse, and it doesn't move.
Well, not now. It doesn't. All right, cool. Okay, we can sleep outside for the night then.
Yeah, you're able to make up that camp and do the camouflage type stuff as fellow no wanted to do without any trouble, and wait till the next morning and get ready to enter back. Nothing comes out of the tomb itself during the night and attacks you. It's a pretty peaceful night.
Okay. In the morning, I'm going to memorize. I already know that there's magic in there, so I'm going to memorize for level 1 magic missile, just in case I need it. And for my level 3, I'm going to memorize dispel magic.
All right, sounds good to me. And before y'all enter back down into the tomb to see if the dark room is still dark, let's take us about a 3 to 5 minute bathroom break, drink break, stretch our legs, and we'll come back.
All right.
You said 5 to 10 minutes? All right,
Usually about 5. Usually our guys take about 5.
There was,
All right, perfect.
there was something I was curious about that I was actually going to ask the players about. That if it is a darkness spell, what's the longevity of it? How long will it last? I mean, obviously there's nobody standing there on the other side just continuously casting a darkness spell. So, you know, what's the duration of the spell? Oh, everybody's gone. Okay.
I'm here actually, but yeah, I have no idea.
Right.
Oh, there's no way to know. It could be continuous for all we know.
Sure. It could be like a ward or something. Who knows? Okay. Break time. Cool.
Back. I have a good name for our group, the Cautious. Where are you located, Mike?
I'm actually in Missouri.
Where?
Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you plain as day. I don't know.
Oh, I know some of the other guys. I have trouble. Crystal is sounds tinny, like where it can be hard to hear.
Actually, I hear her phone too. I mean, I hear everybody pretty well. Not too bad.
It's weird.
Maybe not tinny, but reverby, echoey.
Yeah, it's sort of like she's in a concrete room.
It's probably my apartment. We don't have like a whole lot of furniture and stuff in here, so.
You have wood floors, huh?
No, it's tile or whatever.
Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that might be it. I don't know. No one's ever said that before.
Oh, you sound fine though. I mean, I can hear you just fine. It's just a little, like he said, a little, I don't know.
I only know that from being in the music business.
Yeah, like I said, it's probably like, I mean, we do have furniture in here, but I still think it's kind of big room.
It's all good. At least I can hear you. Like when Nitro goes off, whatever happens to his mic, it's like I can't hear him at all. I can hear him like a little bit, but can't make it out. I'm too deaf.
Yeah,
Same here.
Too much machine gun fire. That's what it was.
Oh, you are you in the Army or Marines?
Yeah, I was a paratrooper in the 82nd.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I was on the USS John F. Kennedy. I was an aviation boatswain's mate.
Oh, that's cool.
First,
My last 6 months in the Army, I got to fly around in helicopters a lot because I was a door gunner. That was awesome. I actually just parachuted into France for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. It was awesome.
Oh, is that right? That's cool, man. That's really cool. That's really cool.
All right, I'm back.
World War II uniforms and flew over across the English Channel in World War II aircraft and jumped out. It was awesome.
So what players have returned so far?
Nothing's happened yet. We're still waiting for the DM to return. We're just bullshitting.
All right. So I'll ask when we get here because Blair. So I have a plan to where we can take the corpses, and if anyone tries to come here, we can essentially set up some like a scarecrow idea outside.
Oh, that's cool.
Propped up like they're sleeping, or we get to set up some traps to make sure no one's tries to sneak up on us at the night.
Traps are a good idea. I think traps are a good idea.
Yeah, just to kind of keep us more safe, because I've had terrible experiences, especially the fairy wake up in the middle of the night in one force. That was terrible.
All right, sorry about that. I'm back. I had to chase the critters out of my backyard. I had a coyote in my backyard.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yes, I had to chase him off because I sure didn't want him catching my cat.
Are you out near Tomball? I've been to Tomball, Texas.
No, I live about 2 hours north of Houston. I live up that way about it. And like I say, Palestine is it's about an hour and a half drive for me to get to Palestine from here. Let's see, everybody's back. Did Crystal make it back?
I'm here.
Okay.
Tony, was it?
Yeah.
I talked about some other players. I mentioned as an idea, could we perhaps take I remember there being 2 corpses. I could be mistaken. There could have only been 1. Take them, kind of making it look like they're sleeping outside away. Set up a trap or something in case anything tries to attack us in the middle of the night.
Yep, that's a great idea. Yep, there was 1 corpse there. You were able to move it out. It doesn't smell very good, but hey, you've been smelling dead rats, so it's no big deal. You were able to maneuver it outside and set it up somehow to hopefully if something happens. But nothing happens. I mean, it goes by. The night's pretty peaceful for y'all as you're able to interact the next morning if you would like.
All right. Well, I say we go down and check it out. Do you have the light spell memorized, or do we have to wait more? Or? Crystal?
What's that? I'm sorry. I was eating a chip. I had crunching in my ears.
Oh, I was just asking if you had the light spell memorized, or
I memorized something better.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's go down and check it out. Let's get through this.
Yep, you go back to that same entrance and going into that room, and sure enough, the room is just pitch dark still.
All right. So,
Magic
I take my hands and begin to wiggle my fingers. Though this may be somewhat tragic, I call on the arcane to dispel magic. And I cast dispel magic on the darkness.
Oh, that's a good idea.
When you get to the end of your spell and go through your motions of it, you hear a and as you put a torch or a lantern or whatever you're going to have, as you put it up there, it appears into what appears to be the normal darkness of the room. And this is what you would appear as you kind of lighten the room up some. It would appear this room is roughly 20 by 20. And you see, lying face down, you see the boots, heavy boots of appears to be a very large human and with long hair. You can't tell if it's male or female because they're laying face down. But it appears they're wearing chainmail, and there's an old wooden shield and a sword that are in both of its hands laying there, wearing a big backpack.
Well, we can't see that yet, right?
You can see the outline of it. I mean, since the torch or the lantern is peering into the room, you can see the dim part of that.
I think we should go in and search that backpack.
I think that's a good idea. How about have the thief check for traps? I mean, the first room was trapped. What's to say the second's not trapped also?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll a delicate tasks and traps check, if that's okay with the DM.
Yeah, do that first for me before y'all start to make entrance.
I have a new nom de guerre for our group, and we're called the Cautious.
Yeah, I got a 79. Oof.
Man, there's no traps in this room, is there?
There are no traps in this room. I think.
As you four, the Cautious, as y'all move into this room and if you go to this woman, it's a woman, as you turn her over dressed in chainmail, and there's an old wooden shield and an old longsword in her hand. If you open the backpack up, you start finding what you would think would be some of the gear from the body that was in the first room, maybe some of his weapons and stuff, you would think.
Ah, this was the looter. That makes sense. Yeah, we'll definitely loot him.
Yeah, and most of the stuff you find, I mean, it's just common stuff. It appears that none of it has any value. I mean, they're just, it looks like there probably was in a poorer condition than most of y'all's stuff is. I mean, it looks like they were needing some new equipment. I mean, it's just standard normal equipment.
I'll take a small piece, just something that I could throw into a room so that I can set off a trap or something.
All right.
Dave's going to check out the sword.
Yeah, and it's just a normal long sword. Doesn't seem to be anything special about it. It's got some chips and Mars in it.
You want something you can set off traps with?
There you go.
And you notice there's a doorway leading what you would think would be to the east from this room. It continues east. It is also standing open. This door is. It's not been pried or bolted open. It's standing open because blocking that door is you see another body of what appears to be a small dwarf, and he is laying face down.
Can I check to see what wounds these guys have? To see if there's any obvious cause of death?
Yeah, and you don't even have to roll for it. As you look at the woman first, as you last noticed the dwarf, but if you look at the woman laying down, you don't see anything. You don't see any type of open wounds that would appear to be slashing, piercing, or any type of wounds that come from a natural weapon.
And these bodies are only a few weeks old, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have the smell to them, and some of the flesh is starting to rot off, of course, but you could tell maybe 2 weeks, maybe, if you wanted to guess.
Sure. I say we try to do poison check, see if there's any like gas traps or anything. Something like that. Or maybe it was a curse. I don't know. Magic maybe?
If you go over to where the dwarf is lying, when you roll him over, he's holding with both arms. He's holding a dwarven battle axe. He's dressed in chainmail, and you notice at the top of the axe, the pommel of the axe, you see what appears to be a large ruby. It is at the pommel, the top of it. That's embedded, into the pommel of the axe. It was probably made when they made it.
Nice. Maybe the axe is magical. I mean, you wouldn't put a ruby in a crummy axe. You know what I mean? We should definitely do that.
I'm a thief, so usually I'd be like really stingy and take it. But at the same time, I feel like it might be cursed since there's no probable cause of death.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I have a sack. We can take it without touching it. We can take like another object in the backpack that looks mundane and try to push it into the sack so we're not actually touching it.
That sounds like a good plan, actually.
I got a sword. We could kind of push it in from that or with that.
Perfect. I'll lay my sack out. It's a 30-pound sack.
All right. And you're wanting to take this battle axe with the ruby and put it in there, is that correct?
Yep. And I'll say,
Yeah.
hey, for all the loot that we get, what we'll do is we'll sell it in town and divide it up equally. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah, and just probably Alfred would probably guesstimate more than anybody else at first. You would think by looking at this ruby that, you know, if you sold it to the right seller, if you polish it up a little bit, it's probably worth about 100 gold pieces.
Nice. I no longer feel poor.
100, really? Is that it? There has to be something more valuable than that here.
The doorway that he was blocking, if you go up to it and it appears this room it appears at first maybe a hallway that goes about 30 feet, but then it widens up into what appears to probably be a larger room. And you start seeing the outlines of what appear to be all these stones that are piled up and appear to be maybe piled up 7 or 8 foot high in the middle of the room.
Oh, interesting. Perhaps this is some kind of altar. I know there are some cultures who, when they bury their dead, will stack stones in order to commemorate their graves. It's such an interesting place. Are there any markings on the walls or anything?
Yeah, once you enter on into that room and where it opens up, it'll appear it's about 30 by 30, and these stones are stacked in a nice circular area that are about 8 foot high. You notice to the north seems to be an opening going up to the north there, but you notice by looking at the stones, it appears there's a bunch of ruins that have been etched into the stones and all of that.
Yes. Gimme. Can I tell what they say?
Roll me a 4d6 on your intelligence.
Oh, nice. 6 under 17.
Yeah, you know for sure these are some type of protected ruins that they're described in here to protect probably whatever is buried here.
Ah, yes. Just as I thought, this is a burial site. These runes say so right here. Well, they don't say so. I only know that these are Cardoic runes. They are symbols of protection. They are protecting the dead that lay here. So if you were to disturb this tomb, I'm sure some terrible fate would befall you, like fell our friends out there, and also likely the woman that we met at the bar who's probably sneaking our way in back right now.
Is that our where you detected the rooms? Is that donut-shaped thing?
Yes.
Okay. Let's investigate the star. What's that?
Yeah, as you look up in that way, maybe shine the lantern or the torch up that way to see. It is a very tall statue, a very tall stone statue that appears to be almost the statue itself, 7 to 8 foot tall. And its depiction of what you would probably think would be King Alfred, but the way described to you, it's a very tall human warrior wearing this chainmail, and it's over the top of his head is holding this big 2-handed axe, like it was coming down to cleave onto something.
Does the axe look similar in appearance to the axe that we found?
No, not at all. The stone, no.
Oh, my goodness. Is this actually a depiction of King Ulfri? We have no actual paintings of what he looked like. Oh my goodness, this could be a fabulous find for research. We could actually know the face of a forgotten king. Could you even imagine the amount of scholarly praise we could get for such a thing? Of course, you simpletons wouldn't understand the value of such things. And I would like to LaBelle would like to move over to the statue, and she wants to examine it a little closer. The very first thing I want to look for are any kind of runes or carvings or anything.
Yep, and as soon as you do that, you're not surprised at all when behind you get all this cold feeling behind all of the group, and you turn back towards the... Well, hold on just a moment. For some reason, that didn't work.
The demons are interfering with your camera.
I guess it did, because it won't let me change it, huh? Let me try this. See if it let me put it here.
There you go. Yeah, I can see you.
Nope, it won't let me put my picture. Oh, well, that I wanted to put. Y'all won't get to see what good King Alfred looks like then. You get this cold chill as you look all behind you, and coming out from under that stone cairn with the ruins that have been etched on it, you see what appears to be a very tall figure, about 6.5 foot tall, and it's almost in a way ghostly looking. Some of it is. It's got a skeleton head, and it's armed with this big axe coming straight towards you. So what we will do, we'll roll initiative.
You know what? Do you have Dropbox or Google Docs?
Yeah, but it's with my slow internet. It'd take me forever to open it all up and do that.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I use Minicam to do all my switch over pictures, but I don't know, for some reason it won't take it. Sometimes it messes up like this. But no big deal. I just had a picture of this wicked looking guy. Let's see. I will come to you and get your individual initiative. What about LaBelle?
9.
LaBelle on a 9. And what about Hulfrig?
Ten plus 1, so an 11.
All right, Hulfrig, good. And what about Dan?
Let's see here. Damn, I lost my die. God damn it. Hold on. I got another one. Go ahead, skip on. Let me find a die.
Sure, that'll be fine. What about...
I rolled the massive initiative of 2.
All right.
All right, here's Dan. I got a 3. Yeah, plus 1, 4.
Y'all are really just doing great on it, aren't you?
Moving slow. Moving like pond water.
Living the good life.
All right, Hulfrig. Of course, you weren't surprised, being a little halfling sneak you are, as this thing comes out from behind you. You are up first with 11. What would you like to do?
Can you fully describe the thing?
Yeah, it is a very large, appears to be 6.5 foot tall human warrior. It is holding this large 2-handed axe moving towards you. Part of it appears to be almost ghost-like, and part of it also appears to be maybe skeletal-like, like it's got the skeleton head and stuff. It's something you've never seen before at all.
I'm going to give a bit of distance, and if I remember... Sorry, I'm still new to swords. I've read the book, so I have bad memory. Is it possible for me to attack after I take my movement away from it? Because I want to transfer my dagger at it.
You want to move, you say it first?
Yes.
And then what did you want to do?
I want to get some distance and throw a dagger at it.
Yeah, you can. This room's roughly, like I say, about 30 by 30. So you're able to maneuver to a corner or something out of the way and throw a dagger. Sure.
All right, I will do that. And do you want me to go ahead and roll for the weapon?
Put your attack on.
All right. Do I have my dex bonus and strength?
Man, if it's a ghost, it may only be affected by magical weapons.
I'm thinking maybe a white. I'm hoping a white. Then again, that could be bad too.
All right, what'd you get, Hilfrig, on your attack roll?
15 plus 1. If
16?
you add in the bonus, yes.
Yeah, the dagger seems to make contact with this thing. How much damage?
All right, that'd be a D4. Let me roll that too. Ouch. That is a plain 2.
Yeah, the dagger seems to made contact with whatever this is, this ghostly skeleton type deal, but it definitely makes contact with it. LaBelle, you see the dagger being thrown from the little halfling and appears to hit this thing. What would you like to do?
As I see this ghost, I think, oh, great. Always, whenever there's a great finding, something comes along and tries to kill me. And I speak to this ghost and I say, Spirit of old, your heart grows cold. With the magic I will, I cast a shield. And then I cast a shield.
All right. This thing is up next, and it is going to move towards you, Hofrig. And as it does, it brings this big, huge axe down towards you, Hofrig, as it tries to split into you. And it is actually going to miss you, believe it or not.
Oh,
Actually, unintended.
You're up to you, Dan, as this thing is trying to slice the halfling into even smaller pieces.
I'm going to put it on its ass. I'm going to do the old running back thing and nail him.
All right.
Take him down. 3.
Yep, you just not good enough on this time. What about Philano?
Okay, now in this game or rule set, there are probably no advantages to being at its rear, right?
Not unless you're going to sneak up in melee and do something. And the thief actually gets something, and a regulars do too. But you'd have to sneak up behind it and do something in melee if you wanted to.
No worries. I want to dive and roll where I'm going to put the maximum possible distance between me and it, and then I'll pop up and shoot at it.
All right, you're going to shoot an arrow? Sure, make an attack roll.
I roll much better. 16.
A 16 will hit him, so roll me some damage. Because it seems your arrow makes contact.
A longbow arrow damage do.
I want to say, let me look. Unless somebody knows before I can find it real quick. I want to say a longbow is 1d6 plus something, maybe? I don't know. We can find it, I'm sure, real quick. Oh, they're all 1d6. So just 1d6.
2.
All right. Yeah, your arrow seems to strike into it and do some damage to it, but it's still standing pretty strong, of course. And we're back to you, Halford, as this thing is right on top of you now.
Where is the hulkiest tank in the group?
He tried to run up there and strike this thing, but he missed terribly, so he's pretty close to you.
I'm gonna hide behind him.
All right, you can attempt to do that. Let me know if you pass your. Did you make your roll?
Yeah, I got a 3.
All right, so perfect. You feel pretty confident that you got out of the eyesight of this thing. Then, LaBelle, we're back to you. Then,
LaBelle has cast her shield. The 3 others seem to be doing their job. She's going to turn her attention back to this statue. Are there any runes on it?
On the stone statue itself? No. Mm-hmm. You start noticing some of the stone is chipped and stuff on the statue, and I mean it's in good condition for its age. But no, you don't notice any ruins on it at all.
Okay, I take out a parchment and a quill with some ink, and I begin to jot down notes.
Yep. This thing is going to turn its attention towards Dan, who missed it real bad, as it turns around and swings at you, Dan, with this huge axe. Man, I have some of the most horrible rolls tonight. It misses you, Dan, as you're able to get out of its way. And speaking of that, Dan, we're up to you.
All right. I am going to grab this thing and throw it on the floor. I rolled an 18.
Oh, yeah, 18 hits him.
I grab him, throw his ass on the floor. Hopefully.
You want to try to grapple it and take it down?
Yeah, I'm going to take him down, man. Hopefully he'll lose that axe. He's got a great axe. He can't very well fight on the floor with a great axe, a two-handed axe.
Yeah, with 18 to hit, I'm going to say you do take them down to the ground, and we'll see what happens next if that's all you want to do. You feel part of your hands and stuff go through them though, like it's incorporeal in a way.
Okay.
But you're able to do that. You're able to get them to the ground. He's still holding on to the axe at this point.
All right. I mean,
Phil, I guess we're up to you then.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot him.
All right.
I rolled a 16 again.
Yep, that 16 hits him.
good job.
1.
Oh no.
I roll like shit.
You're rolling like me.
I know. Oh, tell me about it.
Alfred, you think that you're well hidden, but you see Dan grapple this thing and go down, and you see the same thing. It appears like part of it maybe is incorporeal, and a part of it appears to be maybe solid.
In that case, I'm going to try and move in for a backstab.
Yep, I'm not. You don't even have to roll for it. I'm going to say you can have that with your to hit on that because it's not really concentrated on you now.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll my dice for it. Let's see, it's double damage. All right. I got 6 total, so times 2, that'd be 12.
What'd you get on your to hit though?
Oh, my 2 hits. Sorry about that. That would be 12 plus 1.
Yeah, did you add the +4 with the backstab? I believe you get a +4 on backstab. So that'll bump it up to 16, wouldn't it?
All right.
12 plus 4, yeah. And you did how much damage again? 12?
12 including the double. It was 6 before. 2 plus awesome. 1 plus 3.
Yeah, whatever you did hurts this thing bad. It doesn't let out any type of yell or anything, but you can tell whatever you just did is hurt it tremendously.
I feel a sense of high self-esteem.
Good job, Halfling.
What about LaBelle as this is going on? Are you still making your etchings?
I have a pouch of black sand.
All right.
And I have a mortar and pedestal. So what I would like to do is I would like to pour this pouch of black sand into my mortar and pedestal. And I have an iron flask of water. I'm going to pour just a little bit of water, and I'm going to start mixing it up. And what I'm hoping to do is kind of make like a thick, viscous kind of material. Like basically like soft clay or something. And I'm going to begin to spread it over the face of this statue whenever I get the chance.
Yeah, you can get it all mixed up and start doing that, man.
Oh, good idea. You're trying to blind it. Smart.
And as you do that, LaBelle, we go to this creature's turn. And as the halfling is successfully did a lot of damage to it, you see it turn towards you, Halfrig, and it lets out like almost it was speaking to you, but you don't hear any words coming out of its skeleton face and its skeleton head. But you see what appears to be words trying to come out. And as it does, it completely disappears. The battle axe it was holding falls to the ground. And also there's something else that falls in front of you. This key that appeared to be around its neck. There was a key on a chain, and it falls down next to the battle axe, but it is gone. It's completely disappeared.
Any cloth I have from the equipment pack I got, I'm going to try and use that to wrap around the key to better analyze. And since I'm just a simple thief, I'm going to leave identification of the weapon to someone who's better equipped with it.
Hey, could you back your mic off a little bit, because it's all I'm getting is a muffled sound. That's all I can
Yeah,
hear.
I didn't catch any of that.
Is that a bit better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. What I'm gonna do is take what cloth I have from my equipment pack, the thing we did online. I'm gonna wrap that around the key to analyze it. Since I am a thief, I think I would have some skills to better know that. And as for the weapon, I'm gonna let someone better equipped handle that. Since again, I am just a thief.
Yeah, we'll start with the key then. When you grab the key, you get a tingle and stuff from it. It seems to be not just a normal key at all.
You've been cursed.
I go to our mage to see if she can figure something out. If she's not busy.
Search for secret doors. That key must fit into something.
As you're taking it to LaBelle, she has put this mask, this tar on this statue, and she's now packing herself a corncob pipe and, lighting it up. There's a shield, like a ghostly shield floating around her. Oh, did you defeat it? Good job.
Yes, I was wondering if you could sense any magical capabilities from a little key we got from our fallen enemy.
Well, let me see. I'm going to grab it in a manner that I would think might be somewhat safe to hold a magical artifact.
Yeah, you get that small tingle. You get a small
We
tingle.
can all buy gloves.
Yes. Certainly, there. Actually, I have a pair of gloves. That's a good idea. I put my gloves on first, and then I will take the key. Yes, definitely a connection of some kind of magic here. Though to what it goes to, I can't say for certain. Is there anything on the statue, like a hole or anything I can see?
No, you don't see anything on the stone statue of King Ulfred that would appear to be any type of keyhole at all.
Okay.
In this case, I'm going to try and search the room to see where the key could go.
Yeah, before you do that, we'll go back to the battle axe that is laying down on the floor. Whoever picks it up, you get the same tingle from it also that you would appear and would think that this axe probably has some type of properties to it that are just not standard.
That real quick, if you don't mind, that key, the bag that I had the sand in, I'm gonna put the key in that for now.
All right. Everybody roll me a d6 is, we'll just say I'm sure all of you would be looking around the main room and the statue room. Roll me a d6, everybody.
I got a 3.
I got a 2.
All right.
I got a 6.
Hofrig, you and Dan notice at the far south area of that wall of where the stone cairn itself was, and y'all start looking around, and both of you probably see it at the same time. What appears in the stone wall itself, you think part of it's chipped out, maybe from natural and stuff, but it appears that maybe there is a keyhole there.
It says there.
I approached the mage and I asked for the key back.
You see the mage now has a candle, and she's like waving the candle back and forth over this black sand stuff, trying to dry it out. And she goes, oh, yes, and she hands you the bag.
I go back with our comrade and I try to see if the key fits. But before that, I want to analyze if there's anything wonky going on, any trap, anything like that that could cause ruin.
Actually,
yeah, you don't think there's anything here. I mean, you feel pretty confident. You take the key and you enter it into this stone, and maybe turn it to twist it a little bit until it finally clicks. As it does, you hear and the stone wall itself starts opening in real slow by itself as some mechanism. And you open up and you appear to be looking into a room that is roughly 10 by 20, we'll say.
And I don't know if it matters, but where's that keyhole? Is it by the statue?
No, it's on the like I say, if the statue is there, it's on the totally opposite end of the wall, south.
Okay.
Hey,
In other words, it's going to lead into, if you see on this map where my finger is, it's going to lead into this small room right here.
Is there any all-consuming darkness, anything of note, or?
No, the room appears to be just a natural. There's actually maybe a small light filtering in from above, but it doesn't appear to be any type of magical darkness or anything here.
I take a risk and enter. I'm telling the other guy to stand here in case I die and go to the other side.
Yeah, you enter the room and you see sitting in the middle of the room a large chest that appears to be silver plated that is sitting there.
My character comes out and tells everyone that, hey, we found the basically a treasure trove, but an idea comes across my character and says, what if the lady has a trap playing for us when we get back outside and steals our treasure from us, and we just did her dirty work?
You hear LaBelle from down the hall yell, "That's what I would do."
Oh, if it'd be all right, I'd like to use. Den would like to use the battle axe, or two-handed battle axe. It's got magics to it. For the rest for the rest of the, for the rest of the game, if it's got any kind of magics to it at all, it would only help us after the fact. We could sell it, or I could buy it.
Yeah, actually, as you pick it up and stuff, you get that tingle, much like they did with the key. Make me a saving throw first, and then I will tell you what happens.
What am I rolling here? Die 20?
Yep, just straight D20.
How about a 9?
Ooh, let's see. I don't know if that's going to be a pass or not. We'll have to look.
Level
A
5.
fighter, right?
Yeah, fighter, yeah.
Fighter at level 5.
What's your race?
Or human.
I was about to say, if it's dwarf, you might have that thing for saves, magic and stuff. Never mind.
You rolled 9. You needed a 10.
Aww.
You feel some anger.
Hold on 1 second. Let me look at my character sheet. Do I have any bonuses for what would my bonuses? Yeah, damn.
No, you wouldn't have. Not for this. You wouldn't have any type of bonus.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you just feel mad about something and stuff. I mean, you're not mad at your party or anything, but you just kind of feel maybe frustrated or something.
Berserker, some shit like that.
Yeah, good work. Thank you. Good worker. But this axe, yeah, you can take it. It is silver axe. It will do 1d8 plus 2 damage.
All right. I'd like to say after the fact, after we finish this adventure, we can sell it. I can buy it. Whatever y'all want to do. Right now, I'm just using a two-handed sword. So
I see if our comrade is fine.
Yeah, he's got him an axe, and he doesn't want anybody messing with it.
My character doesn't know this, how he feels, kind of. So he's just gonna go and also try to take something.
You want to open up the silver chest that's in that hidden room?
Yes, if there's anything like I can use to wrap my hands around just to be a little bit extra cautious. I don't think that'll save me from anything, but I'll go ahead and do that just in case.
I have that. And search for traps before you do it.
Oh, that's right. Search for traps. I'll go. Do you want me to go and roll for that?
Yeah, you can. There's nothing there, but if you want to roll and feel more confident, you can.
All right. Yeah, I got a 76, so I don't know shit.
Yeah, you don't know nothing, but nothing happens. You open up the silver chest, and it would appear that it's filled with gold coins. For brevity's sake, I will tell you there's 500 gold pieces that are in that chest. But also, I'll start with you, Hulfred, since you did that. Roll me a percentile D100, and you're going to find something else.
Ooh. A purpose in life?
Well, we hope if you survive.
I got a 23.
23. Let me scroll down my little chart here, and I will tell you what else you find yourself. You find what appears to be like a pipe, maybe a smoking pipe and stuff, and it's made out of, you know, you would think wood and fibers, of course, but it has like some etchings and stuff on it that you don't have any idea what it is. You know, it could be valuable, could not be at some point.
I will keep that for now to see if it's of any value later. I'll try to keep it on the down low.
All right. As everybody is looking around in this room, we'll go back to LaBelle if you want to look around that room. If not, let me know. If you do, roll me a percentile.
The chest room?
Yeah.
I'll look around there.
Yeah. Well, I want someone else to take the torch for me and make sure you keep a nice evenness around this muck, please. I'm trying to get it dry. When it dries out, it'll be a clay, and then we'll have a likeness of the statue. It's important to me, and then I'll go search.
Yeah. What'd you get on D100?
A 34.
34. You find a very old and faded, some type of animal pelt that is rolled up there. I mean, you would think maybe if somebody bought it from you, maybe worth 3 gold.
An old, ugly animal pelt.
Yep. Worse than that rat.
It's not like a nice fur.
No, it's very. The age of it is definitely being here is definitely not been well.
Ugh. Okay, I just toss it down then. I didn't find anything of value.
All right. What about Den? You're up next. Roll me a percentile.
Okay, let's see here. How about a 29?
A 29. You find also like this wooden smoking pipe, but it appears to be maybe inlaid with some copper. So you probably know if you sold it, it would be probably a little bit worth a little more than the one that the halfling found.
All right, cool.
And what about Philino?
Yep. So D100?
Yes, sir.
78.
78. Let's see what that's going to do. Huh. This is kind of funny. You find you also find it appears to be an animal pelt and stuff, but this one appears to be like it was almost skinned and made recently. It appears to be in very good shape and probably worth some money if you sold it.
Okay, awesome. Got it.
And that's pretty much all y'all find. I mean, you find the 500 gold, of course, and each of you found the individual and all that.
Does my mask thing dry? Can I take it off and have a likeness of that statue?
Of course you can.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's my treasure. I get to prove King Oathfleck was the demon slayer. And I'm the first person in history to have an image of his likeness. That's pretty cool.
I have a pipe.
Yeah. And as you look around, you don't find anything. You can search whatever. Seems to be no other way out of here. It appears to be the end of the tomb of the Berserker King.
Okay, so when we come out of here, I'm pretty sure that magic user is going to be waiting on us. Like I said, I mean, it's what I would do. If all you guys died after we went into a dungeon that I was pretty sure was full of treasure, I mean, Yeah, I'd probably go find some other gang, get them to do the dirty work for me, and then I would, come out, cast, spells on them. I mean, it's all business. It's nothing personal.
We could send one person out to like check around the perimeter, or say that their party died and they weren't able to get the gold. Something. I mean, I'd be up for doing that.
Yeah, Alfred, if you want to go out first and like scout around, if you want to do that, sure.
I turn towards my party, and that's a really stupid thing. I'm going to take a risk and ask for people to beat me up so it looks like I actually got into a really rough patch. That's believable. Everyone died.
Oh, man. I didn't prepare. Fuck, I didn't prepare the one good spell. Would have helped here.
I'm going to go check the microwave real quick. Be right back.
But yeah, if the consensus is, Hufford can go out first and make a little round while the rest of y'all wait down inside there.
So how are we going to split this up? I'll tell you what.
Back.
I think we agreed to split it all evenly.
All right, cool.
That works.
Yep.
Yeah, Hufford, you go outside and maybe reconnoiter the area and look around. You hear nothing out of place. You don't encounter anything at all. Seems to be pretty quiet outside of the entrance.
Can I, is there anything I can do? Like maybe I might hear sounds, whatever, to see if there's any people in hiding or waiting for ambush?
Oh, you're confident there's nothing up there. You're confident as you can be.
All right, I limp back to the rest of my party and I relay the information.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if there's nothing waiting for us, we should just go back to town then. Let's head off to Fendel. I mean, that's where we'll be able to sell this stuff for the most. And also, I'll be able to show up the scholars there.
Yeah, you want to head back to the large city that you would know is Voraog, where maybe you can try to sell some of the stuff.
Voraog, that was it. That was the name of it.
Does that sound like the plan?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'm up for if everyone else is.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you travel there. Like I say, it's roughly, I think I said a day or so away from the area where you were, but you're able to camp out and do whatever and get to Voraog. It's a very large city. And as you do and enter that city, a little girl comes running up to you. And I say little, she's probably 8 or 9, and says her eyes have got some tears in them, and she looks at you, she goes, please, you've got to help me. You've got to help me. And she starts pointing back down the way she come from. There's some dark robe wizard. They're mad. They're talking in some language and speaking about things and looking for someone, and they've already set 3 buildings on fire. Please, you've got to come help, and the dead are walking too.
Oh,
shit. She keeps going back towards the street.
They're coming back for the loot we took.
Tony, have I had time to redo my spells?
Yeah, this would have been a whole another day and a half time. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to redo Hold Person.
I got to hit the restroom. Be right back.
All right, I'll wait till you get back.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, Crystal, you got plenty of time to change out your spells or whatever.
Okay. Man, I can't do that.
I tell you what, while we're waiting, Crystal, go ahead and roll, or I'm sorry, LaBelle, go ahead and roll me your initiative because you're going to need it here probably in a little bit, I would think.
True. 7 total.
All right.
Is there,
What about Hofrig?
No, I'm rolling my head on my teeth.
all right. What I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to press the girl for any more information, if that's okay.
Yeah, and roll me your initiative too, so I can go ahead and get it. We'll have it.
My initiative is a 12 altogether.
All right, great. Yeah, if you talk to the girl, she just keeps talking about this guy that's down the street and he sets 3 buildings on fire and the city watch is battling the dead or walking, and she just keeps repeating stuff over and over. I mean, she seems to be scared out of her wits.
I mentally take note of that.
All right, I'm back.
All right, go ahead. We're not in initiative yet, Dan, but go ahead and roll me your initiative because we're probably going to need it here maybe in a moment.
All right, that's a 12-sider.
Yes, sir.
Shit, I rolled terrible.
I got an 8.
An
4.
8. Oh. Oh, you broke up, Dan. Did you say an 8?
Yeah, correct.
All right. And Philino, are you back too?
Yeah, 4.
All right. Oh, 4, okay. Yeah, but the girl just keeps repeating herself about, that some crazy guys down there, he set 3 buildings on fire and the dead are walking and the city guard is trying to battle it and please come save them all. She's scared out of her wits. So is our brave the cautious going down there?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not brave, but I am cautious and I am a fool, so I will go down there as well.
LaBelle will go as well. She'll stay in the towards the middle of the group this time.
I'll go ahead.
This is a general area of the map that you will see when you get down there, the area that you're going to, just for information purposes. The 3 buildings that are there, that I believe looks like a T4, if I'm not mistaken. Those 3 buildings there next to where the horse pens are, those 3 buildings you notice are on fire. And you notice that there's like a brigade of people who are doing a water brigade who are trying their best to quench the fire they can. The building that is labeled the brewery, you notice what appears to be these slow-moving creatures that are trying to move towards it and all that. And something else that you notice will be above them before you get to the creatures. He has his back turned, but he's hovering about 20 foot up in the air, and this is what he looks like. This black robed figure that has covered his face and his head, and he's hovering about 20 foot up in the air. Y'all are roughly, we'll say, 100 feet from him.
He's hovering how far in the air?
20 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And you hear like, of course you hear screams, yells, you hear talk. I mean, from where you're at right now, you can't really hear what all is being said.
Okay, so I mean, what are we gonna do? Are we going there? I mean, do we start initiative now, or?
I'm gonna look for some shadows to hide in case I can get the one up, and I say we try to make a distraction while we flank them.
All right, sounds good. I got a torch, a flint and steel, and I got some flasks of oil. We firebomb something.
I have oil as well. We could douse them in flames.
All right, well, what do you
I
think?
was saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was on mute, but I was saying we should try to attack the thing from here and make them come to us.
All right. Whatever you think.
Attack them with ranged weapons. I can shoot an arrow at him, and if he wants to sit there and get pummeled by arrows, more power to him. But he'll probably turn around and come to us, and then we'll maybe get several shots off at him.
Are there any tall buildings around?
Yeah, all those buildings on that map were pretty, fairly.
Are they taller than he's floating currently?
I'm going to say the Merchants and Traders Guild Hall. Yeah, the ones that are on fire would be.
Oh, but they're on fire.
Yeah, they're on fire.
Oh, that's no good for what I was thinking. Okay.
But yeah, like I say, you hear yelling and screaming and stuff. I mean, if he's talking or any of the people down there are talking, of course you can hear it from exactly where you're at now. But I mean, it just seems to be chaos down that way.
The bell says, "Hey, he's nothing but a show off. Amateur magic. Plays floating in the air. No one's done that before."
So what do you guys want to do? Should we shoot at him, or what do you guys think is best?
How far away are we from him?
100 feet, I'll say.
About 100 feet. Okay, let's see here.
I actually have a crossbow. I could try to take a shot at him.
100 feet. Sorry, I'm looking at my spells. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Great. They can be against an item. Okay, cool. LaBelle steps up and says, "Look at this phony, full of baloney. From the air he shall fall. Dispel magic." And I'm going to cast Dispel magic on him.
Yeah, you cast Dispel magic down that way. Roll me a percentile and let me know what you get.
Okay. A 19. No. Yeah, 19.
All right. A 19. You see the figure of it is floating or hovering up in the air about 20 foot. You see him drop to the ground, 20 feet down on the ground. And you see him get up trying to dust the dust and dirt and stuff off his robes, it appears. And he's still, let's see. Nope, he still hadn't noticed y'all.
Awesome. Well, when my turn goes, which will be last, I'm sure, I'm going to shoot at him.
Yeah, I can say now that it was kind of a free deal to get it started. We'll start. Halford, you had a 12, so what would you like to do? You're still 100 feet away from him, but he is on the ground at this point.
Does he seem to notice me?
No, he doesn't seem to turn and look towards y'all.
I'm going to try and move silently to get behind him, even though I'll take a couple turns.
Yeah, you want to move down the street towards him? Yeah, you can do that, sure.
All right. And do you want to go ahead and roll for the move silent, or should I wait on that?
No, your first one you don't have to because you're still far enough away. I'm going to say he's not really watching that area yet. So yeah, you're fine the first time.
Yay. All right. I'm happy enough with that. And I will try to get behind a carton or something to ensure it stays that way.
All right. What about Den? You're up next.
All right, how far away is he?
Y'all still roughly 100 foot. The Hufford's the first one to start moving that way.
All right, I'm going to start moving that way too, as quickly as possible.
Yep, you would know you're probably moving about 30 feet or so, unless you wanted to actually run faster, but we'll say about 30 feet. So you're headed that way.
I'm running towards him.
Yeah, we'll say, you're getting 40 feet. I mean, it's going to take you probably a round to actually get up close to him, but yeah, you're headed that way.
All right.
LaBelle had to step away.
I'm going to shoot then.
Well, he is actually up next after LaBelle.
Okay.
So I'm going, since she stepped away, I'm going to look. He is going to, you see him turn towards those buildings, the 3 buildings that are on fire. He turns that way. As he does, you see his hand and his arm start glowing red, and you see this large gout of flame just shoot out towards one of those buildings and impact the building. You see the creatures that are appearing closer to where that brewery, the Millrose Brewery, the next building down from him. It appears that they're going up to the door, and they're moving real slow, but they're just banging and knocking on the doors with their hands. And we are up to you now, Philano. What would you like to do?
I am going to attack him, shoot at him with my bow.
All right. You can do that.
15.
A 15, you see an arrow hit him.
Cool. Do I do damage?
How much damage do you do?
6. I roll good for a change.
Perfect. Yeah, you see, as he was faced towards that building as he shot some type of flame out towards it and making it burn even faster. But as the arrow sinks into him, he will turn and look towards the direction of where you are walking towards him now. So, Huffrig, we are back to you. Are you still walking that way, Huffrig?
That is correct. I am still trying to get in a backstabbing position so I can hopefully do some damage.
You would know at this point as you're moving along with him turning and looking towards you that it's going to be difficult to sneak up on this guy now, but I mean, you can continue that way. He does not have eyes directly on you, but he is looking the group's direction for sure now.
All right, in that case, I'm just going to get into a normal attack pattern with the rest of the gang until he is distracted enough or has his back turned.
Yep, you keep moving that way. You would think probably next round you'll be within maybe 10 feet of them or so if you wanted to get that close. Dan, you still going that way also?
Yeah, I'm running with the 2-handed sword drawn.
Yep, and you would think you would be close enough probably next time if you wanted to engage into melee with him.
Right.
What about LaBelle? Are you back, Crystal?
I am. I will say, through the air, this arrow whistles. Now I cast magic missile. Hit him with a magic.
All right.
Which
there's two different effects you can choose for magic missile in this edition. Which one do you want to do?
And I know exactly what the effects are, which is why I don't have to ask for anything, and I'm certainly not stalling for time as I look them up. I know
you can either roll. You can either roll to hit with a +1 bonus to the roll, and we'll do 1d6 +1, or you can say it automatically hits and it only does 1d4 +1 damage. And you're at level 5, so you actually get to shoot 2 missiles.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 3 missiles at level 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll actually.
Still up here. Nope.
I have to roll to hit with each one, or just roll once.
Oh, I'm just going to say once is good enough for me.
Dang it, that's kind of risky, but it does so much more damage. Yeah, I'll take the risk. And I'll go ahead and I'll attempt to hit him with the magic missile with the +1 bonus.
All right.
17, 18 to hit.
Yeah, you hit him then. So,
Okay. Actually, I forgot. I don't know if I have a bonus to hit or not, but either way, yeah, 18 to hit, so that's fine. And then
yep, you got 3 missiles at him then. 1d6 + 1 for each of them.
3d6 +3. Let me roll up some stats here.
Did you see a bottle of water, man?
Hold on.
I see it.
I didn't do too well. 10 damage.
All right. They all strike into him, though.
Yeah, so boom, boom, boom. And I'm standing there with just my hand extended out to him. And if he looks at me, I'm going to make a bring it on gesture.
Yep. And as you do that, as it goes up to him next, he's looked straight down towards all of your way. You cannot really see his eyes because his hooded cloak is up around him. It's all black and stuff. But he looks down towards your way, and he is going to concentrate on you, LaBelle. And as you do, the clouds start getting very dark, and you hear the crash of lightning as a lightning bolt comes straight down into your path. And I need you to make a saving throw.
Roll.
Oh, sorry. Do you also want me to make the saving throw? Or did I miss
just LaBelle.
Right. I am.
I failed.
All right. This is not going to be pretty, so let me roll them up. It's going to take me a second to count them. Oh my gosh, you're lucky. There's a bunch of ones here.
Nice. No, it wasn't luck. I used my magic to weaken the magic that he was going to inflict upon me, obviously.
It's still not good because I had a couple 6s too. You will take 27 points of damage from this lightning bolt if you failed your save.
Okay.
Wow.
LaBelle is dead.
Plays another one, bites the dust.
Would you like to describe how LaBelle told him to come on with it or whatever?
Yeah. As this lightning strikes into her and everything, and she stands there, most of her clothes burnt off, many third-degree burns all over her skin. She looks at herself in her mirror and says, "I look terrible," and then she passes out.
All right, perfect. The rest of you see just the obliteration of this lightning bolt come down and just obliterate your companion LaBelle. You see this figure pull his cloak back in a bald face and a clean-shaven face and head, and you hear him scream out, "You fools! If you serve Osarak, she'll be the death of you all. I want what belongs to me." And as he says that, the zombie creatures are still beating on the door of the brewery, and we are up to you, Delano.
So he's gonna shoot at him.
All right. Make me an attack to try to hit him with your arrow.
Oh, I missed 9.
Yep, a 9 will miss him then. Hofrig, you are getting close enough that if you wanted to engage him, you could in melee, but that's up to you what you would like to do.
Not me.
You're muted, Hofrig, if you're...
Sorry about that. What do you need me to do?
What would you like to do? You're close enough to this guy. If you want to dash into melee, you can with him, but that's totally up to you after you saw what he just did to your companion.
Actually, that does sound like a plan. I'm gonna rush in and try to get a few attacks in.
All right, run in and you're going to make an attack with him. Just roll to hit.
All right. Yeah, I rolled a 4 + 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, he sidesteps you trying to attack into him. Den, you're up next, and you can see that you're close enough. As you see Halford bravely try to strike into him, but misses him. You're close enough to move in if you want to and attack him.
Exactly. Oh, 13.
A 13 total will miss him.
Actually, let's see. 13 and +2 to hit. That'd be a 15.
A 15 will hit him then. You hit him with a 15.
All
So
right.
roll me some damage.
All right. 9.
Yep, 9 damage. You see that he appears to be...
Actually, hold on. Damage bonus +2. That'd be 11.
11, yeah. You see that he appears to be taking these hits, and he seems to be breathing quite a bit harder now, as y'all have done some damage to him. And we unfortunately don't have LaBelle to go next, but we do have this guy. He looks towards both of you, Hofrig, and he looks towards you, Den, and he goes, "I told you, fools, if you serve Osarak, she's going to be the death of you. Just give me what belongs to me, and I'll let you go." Do either of you respond to that?
Nope.
All right.
Stall them. Say, describe it while you're hacking them.
As you say that, or I mean, as he says that, and y'all don't respond to him, he looks towards you, Hofrig, and he is going to shoot out of his hands his own little type of magic missile, and he is going to do the auto hit, and do minimal, hopefully. Oh, he does max. You'll take 5 points of damage, Hofrig, as he shoots a magic missile straight into you now.
All right, that leaves me with 15 hit points.
All right. We're up to you, Philano, as he's engaged with your two friends down there.
All right, I'm going to shoot him if I can.
Yeah, you can make an attack against him.
11.
Nope, that will miss him.
Oh, well.
Hofrig, we are back to you then as the arrow goes flying by.
In that case, I'm going to go in for an attack.
All right.
That would be 12 + 1, so 13.
A 13 will miss him. So we're up to you then, Dan, as the brave little halfling's trying to help you, but he just don't connect.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Hack away, right?
All right.
I said hack away, right? Now I rolled a 3 on this.
Oh, no. Let's see then, as we're up next to him, as both of y'all miss him. He thinks that maybe y'all's little bravery is faltering now. Huh. Yeah. He looks towards both of you and he says, "No more chances, fools." As he does, you see coming from around him, like almost out of his robes, it would appear, you see these fibrous, sticky strands just envelop around both of you. As it does, he is going to get both of you caught up into a web. And y'all are stuck there as he starts walking away, and he seems to be walking back towards the brewery.
Huh.
The zombie-looking creatures are still banging on the front door of the brewery, trying to gain entry. Philano, you see your two friends have been encapsulated in some type of sticky web-looking material that you saw come out of the robes of this crazy wizard. But we are up to you if you'd like to do something.
Who's that?
Philano.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep shooting my arrows at him.
Yep, you can take another shot at him.
18.
All right, you hit him with that.
6.
You see him fall and stumble down on the ground as your arrow impacts his back because he had turned his back to you. Not, he's not concerned about you if your arrows, but you see him fall and stumble to the ground, and then he stands back up and is slowly moving towards that brewery. You can tell that arrow did some damage to him.
Nice.
Halfrig, we are back up to you. You are stuck in this sticky web stuff, and pretty much we'll have to spend your round trying to get out of it. It's going to take a while. Den, same thing for you, unfortunately, as you're stuck in this web and you're all trying to cut your way out of it.
All right.
The mad wizard stops as he steps back up. He's moving back towards that brewery. He stops and he looks back down the street towards you where you are, Philano. And then all of a sudden, he disappears from sight. You don't see him. But as he does, Philano, if you would like to take one last arrow shot at him, you can, because you know the general area where he was standing, but you'll have to take a -4 to hit.
Okay, I'll do it. Oh, shit. Roll the dice up the table. Let me roll again. Wow. I rolled a 19. So +4 -4 would be 19. Oh, no, +3, 18. So it'd be an 18.
But did you take away your -4 to hit?
Yeah. Because I get +3. So that'd be 23 -4 is 18. No, it'd be 19 +4, 23. +3 is 22. -4 is 18.
18, right? Perfect. Just when you needed the dice to roll good for you. Why don't you describe for me as your arrow impacts into what was an invisible wizard? You see him turn visible and fall to the ground, and he's not moving. But why don't you describe for me what happens?
Yeah, the arrow sinks deep into him, and his chest basically rips open, and then he begins to dissipate. I imagine if he's dead, I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, you see his body lying there, and it's not moving at all. You see that whatever he did to turn himself invisible, but evidently it's gone now, and he is lying in the middle of the street there. You see the zombie creatures you see now as they're moving. There probably was about 6 or 7 of them. You see them start moving away from the brewery, and they're just stumbling back towards. They're coming your way, but you can notice that the building there, kind of where you're at, you would know that's the city crypt. That's just a common crypt where a lot of common people are buried. So you're not sure if they're coming after you or if they're making their way back to there.
I say let's charge up and kill those zombies. I'm far away though. They ran ahead of me, but they could probably hear me. They're only 100 feet away.
Yeah, and you also got to remember your friends both are stuck in a sticky web. They're going to need some help.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll run up there and cut him out with my sword.
As you do that, as you meet these zombie creatures or whatever they are, the undead, they just continue on walking, and you will notice they all appear to walk back into that crypt as you're doing that. They don't pay any attention to you or any of the other villagers or anything at all. They just walk on past you.
Oh, that's good. I'll focus on cutting out our fighter. And
yep.
Oh, right on.
You were able to do that. It takes some time to cut them out. Maybe some of the townsfolk will help you be able to get them out of that. That pretty much will end the story up until we get to the endings of everybody. That pretty much ends where we need to end this.
Cool.
Crystal, you know how to do this, so why don't you start out? I mean, even though you're dead, why don't you tell us maybe some last thoughts LaBelle would had or whatever the story ends for her.
So after a few days, when the town has gotten itself back together and everything, I'm sure my companions, told everyone, like, she actually was really excited about something in the caves, some ancient king, whatever. So they take her stuff in to the scholarly places in order to find him, in order to find out what it was she was so excited about. And you see this elderly man. Maybe a few days after that, he's looking over the research and he's saying, Olaf was the demon slayer king, but if that is true, then yes, I may have found it. I may have found the tome of Xerxes. And then a few days later, you see him being dispelled from the college. Oh, this research is mad. There's no way the tome of Xerxes is even real. Oh, are you crazy? Get out of here. And then finally, a few days later, you see a group of adventurers heading to some deep and dangerous tomb. The elderly man traveling behind him as the fighter of the group yells, Khaldun, are you coming, old man? That's where we're going to leave the Bell's legacy.
Sounds good. Ridge, why don't you tell me how this story ends for your Helfrig?
He will be in search of always better riches. However, in this case, he will start doing research on the pipe he got.
All right. You would do some research on that pipe, and you would find that, it's worth about maybe 25 gold if you was to sell it to a collector somewhere. You don't notice anything special about it besides that.
Then he will follow any rumors regarding what just happened to try to get to the bottom of it even clearer.
All right. Sounds great to me. Mike, what about old Dan? How's that story going to end for Dan?
Oh, he's going to take his money and get another horse.
Starts a medieval dude ranch.
There you go.
All right.
So are we gonna try to make a campaign out of this, or is it we just stick
No,
to
it's just a one shot. So
okay.
however the story ends here, we in for it. So what about Peter? How about Philano? How do you think it will end for Philano?
I'm definitely going to. Well, first off, I'm going to try to help kill those remaining zombies from a distance. And after that, I imagine we're successful. And after that, I'm going to do some research on this pelt that I have. But my end goal is to sell it. I at least want to figure out what it does, if it's magical or not, and how much it's worth. I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to pursue my quest on getting revenge on the drow who ruined my forest.
Sounds great. And you're able to do that with that pelt and maybe have some of the locals look at it and, people you would trust there into the city. And, you finally get the best offer you get is 10 gold pieces for the pelt itself.
Nice. I'll take it.
Able to do that. Story or endings one and all. Let me tell you how the story is really going to end then. The mad wizard in the middle of the street that was floating in the sky, his name was Izek, of course. He's dead, thanks to the lucky arrow shot from the ranger who took him out after he turned invisible. Great shot. Great way to end that. After all this happens, you're able to get your two friends out of the web, eventually. The doors of the Millrose Brewery open, and you see this beautiful woman come walking out that all of you would recognize. And she walks out into the street, and she puts her arms up and goes, "Do you have what I sent you for?"
What did she
a big smile across. She says, "Do you have what I sent you for?" And she raises her arms up in a very curious pose as she looks towards all of y'all, ignoring everything else that's going on. And that is the quick, short ending of how this story ends as she's standing there with this curious pose looking at y'all.